Welcome to our GEO guide. Imagine spending, I don't know, like 6 months writing the absolute definitive guide to your industry, right?
Oh, yeah, a massive project.
Exactly. The research is flawless, the writing is brilliant, the design is beautiful, but because you used a single legacy HTML tag, an artificial intelligence literally cannot see you exist.
Wow. Yeah, it's just gone.
Right. Your masterpiece is invisible. And for anyone trying to navigate an internet that is increasingly dominated by AI search, that is the new reality.
It's scary, honestly.
It really is. So we have a very specific mission for today's deep dive. We are unpacking a single, highly comprehensive essay by Jörg-Owe Schneppat.
Such a crucial read right now.
Truly, it's all about generative engine optimization, or GEO. And frankly, Jörg-Owe Schneppat's essay reads like a survival guide disguised as practical web principles.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, whether you're building a website, running a business, or you're just insanely curious about how AI actually decides what information is, true and worthy of showing to a user, this framework is going to completely change how you view the web.
It really is a massive paradigm shift. And to establish the stakes right up front for you, the listener, GEO is not just a single trick.
Right, it's not a hack.
Exactly. It's not about tweaking a headline or like sprinkling in some magic keywords like we all did a decade ago. Jörg-Owe Schneppat argues, very convincingly I might add, that GEO is a full systemic content and website quality framework.
So it's everything, basically.
Everything. If a website fails at the principles we're about to discuss, it won't just rank a little lower on page 2. It will simply vanish from AI-generated answers altogether.
Just entirely, poof, gone.
Poof, gone.
So let's get right into the mechanics of this. We all know we need a clean sitemap and, good site architecture for traditional SEO.
Sure, the basics.
But Schneppat highlights that in a GEO world, these aren't just ranking signals anymore, right? They are actual prerequisites for an AI's contextual awareness.
Right, the AI has to actually get in the door before it can synthesize your data.
Exactly.
Findability is Jörg-Owe Schneppat's non-negotiable baseline. And while it sounds like basic technical SEO...
Crawlability and indexability.
Yeah, crawlability, clean HTML, all that. But the reason it matters has completely changed. In the old days, you optimized for a ranking position. Today, you are optimizing for basic existence in a data set.
Wait, existence?
Yeah. Generative systems use a process called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. When a user asks a question, the system doesn't just pull up a list of links.
Right, it actually reads them.
Exactly. It actively retrieves snippets of text from the live web to feed into its large language model to generate an answer in real time. If your technical foundation blocks that retrieval, the LLM has absolutely nothing to read.
That's a fascinating distinction. Traditional SEO is, it's like putting up a massive billboard and hoping the algorithm drives by and ranks it.
Good analogy.
Thanks. But based on Schneppat's framework, GEO is more like, pre-chopping all your ingredients and putting them in perfectly labeled containers so the AI chef can grab them instantly to cook a meal.
Oh, that is a perfect analogy. The AI chef needs the ingredients readily accessible, and Schneppat gives some very specific warnings here that trip up a lot of developers.
What kind of warnings?
Well, he warns heavily against burying important information inside complex, broken JavaScript.
Ugh, yes, the classic JavaScript trap.
Right, or locking it exclusively inside images and PDFs. Generative systems rely on parsable text. But the most critical trap Jörg-Owe Schneppat identifies is the use of snippet permissions.
Oh, right, the no-snippet tags.
Yes.
That part of Schneppat's essay is a total paradox to me. Because, we've spent years using technical directives like not snippet or data no snippet to protect our content from being scraped, right?
Yeah, totally.
Or to force users to click through to our site rather than just reading the meta description on a search page. But now, that exact defense mechanism is making us invisible.
Exactly. And Jörg-Owe Schneppat stresses this point heavily because it's such a common oversight. If you block a search engine from extracting these snippets, you are literally starving the RAG system I just mentioned.
Wow.
Yeah, generative search visibility heavily depends on the system's ability to pull and display context extracts. If you say, do not extract, the AI says, fine, I'll just use your competitor's data to generate the answer.
Ouch. Okay, so you've opened the door, you've removed the no-snippet locks, and the AI crawler is inside your house looking at your ingredients.
Right.
The next major hurdle is, can it actually figure out what it's looking at? Because a crawler finding a page is totally useless if the natural language processor hits a wall of unstructured semantic noise.
This is where so many highly professional websites stumble, and it brings us right into Schneppat's concept of understandability.
Okay, Understandability.
He defines this as structure, clarity, and semantic precision. To understand why this matters, you really have to look at how large language models map language.
They use vector databases, right?
Yes, vector databases. They turn words into numbers and map them in a high-dimensional space based on their relationships to other words.
Right. So if I use a clever, poetic heading like, I don't know, the hidden path to growth for my marketing agency, I might think I'm being super engaging.
Sure, humans might like it.
But mathematically, an LLM is mapping hidden path to a literal forest or a trail and growth to agriculture or like self-help. It totally lacks the semantic proximity to a user searching for B2B content marketing strategy.
Precisely. Jörg-Owe Schneppat nails this exact point. He says headings must be descriptive, not clever.
So no more poetry.
No poetry. How content strategy improves organic visibility is infinitely better because it gives the generative system precise semantic tokens.
It just tells it what it is.
It tells both the human reader and the machine exactly what the section is about. It grounds the text in the correct context.
I noticed Schneppat also takes absolute dead aim at empty marketing language.
Oh, he really does.
Like phrases like, we deliver innovative solutions, or we are your trusted partner. He essentially calls this fluff out as completely useless.
And it makes total sense based on what we just talked about.
Right, because innovative solutions doesn't map to any concrete entity in a knowledge graph. It lacks the semantic tokens to map the business to a user's query. If you say we are innovative instead of we repair commercial slat roofs, the AI literally doesn't know what you do.
Exactly. A generative system cannot extract a factual answer from corporate jargon. Jörg-Owe Schneppat emphasizes that a GEO-ready page explains exactly what the service includes, who it is for, and what specific problems it solves using plain, literal language.
Literal language. I like that.
Furthermore, he introduces a structural rule that completely upends how a lot of people write, which is the upside-down pyramid of answering.
Oh, I loved this part. Schneppat is basically saying the days of writing a 10-paragraph personal story about your childhood before giving me the actual recipe are completely over.
Thank goodness, right?
Seriously.
Yes.
You have to give the direct answer immediately.
He absolutely does say that. Schneppat notes that a page optimized for generative engines should answer the main question near the very top.
Give me an example.
So, for instance, if the page is, how much does commercial roof repair cost? You give a realistic numerical range right away, first paragraph.
Okay, boom, here's the price.
Then you provide the context. And finally, you give the deep, detailed explanation of all the factors that influence that cost.
It's just respecting the user's time, really. But according to Schneppat, this specific structure serves 3 distinct audiences perfectly, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. First, the human reader gets immediate clarity without scrolling in frustration.
Huge win.
Second, the traditional search engine understands the core purpose of the page instantly. And third, the generative AI system can instantly identify an answer-ready, easily extractable section to pull into its summary.
Short answer, brief context, detailed explanation.
That is Jörg-Owe Schneppat's exact formula for understandability.
So the AI found your page because your technical SEO is clean. It understands your page because you ditched the corporate jargon and used clear semantic headings.
Yep.
But here is the multi-million-dollar question. Why should the AI believe you?
Ah, the trust issue.
We all know the internet is absolutely flooded with synthetic garbage, hallucinations, and, frankly, outdated facts.
And that is exactly why Schneppat elevates trustworthiness to such a critical level in his framework. Trust is not created by simply putting a banner on your site that says, "You can trust us."
Right. Trust me, bro, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. Generative search systems need to know if information is reliable before they stake their reputation on it in a generated answer. They look for verifiable evidence.
Yeah, I want to push back on one of the trust signals Schneppat mentions because it's something I see everywhere.
Okay, what is it?
He talks about update dates and content freshness. But let's be real. Doesn't every major website just use a script to slap a fake updated today badge on their articles automatically? So how is that a real trust signal for an advanced AI?
I am so glad you brought that up because Jörg-Owe Schneppat explicitly calls out this exact manipulative tactic. AI systems and the search algorithms backing them up, they're looking for delta changes.
Delta changes, so actual differences in the text.
Exactly. Changing the timestamp without actually modifying the underlying entities, statistics, or context in the text is not a quality improvement. In fact, Schneppat argues it actively damages your trust score.
Because the AI compares the old crawl to the new crawl, sees the text is 99% identical, and realizes you're just gaming the system.
Precisely. Schneppat says a real update requires a genuine editorial process. It means replacing outdated examples, adding new data points, removing dead links or obsolete recommendations, and updating screenshots.
So actual work.
Actual work. You have to demonstrate active maintenance, not just a scripted date change.
That makes a lot of sense. So beyond real updates, what does verifiable evidence actually look like in practice, according to Schneppat's framework?
He lists several crucial signals that prove you are a real entity in a sea of synthetic text. First is clear author information. Who created this content and why are they qualified?
Like an author bio.
Right. This is especially vital for expert topics like finance, health, or law. Second is comprehensive company information. An about page, a real physical business address, verifiable contact info.
Makes sense.
Schneppat points out this is critical for local businesses that need to prove real-world availability. And third is supported claims.
Supported how?
Well, if you state a medical fact or a financial statistic, you must provide a clear basis, like an outbound link to peer-reviewed research or official documentation.
He also heavily emphasizes things that AI simply cannot generate natively, right? Like case studies, real customer reviews, and actual before and after photos.
Yes.
Schneppat makes the case that these elements differentiate a legitimate operating business from a mass-produced affiliate blog.
Exactly. It's about proving humanity and experience.
Okay, so you've proven you are a trustworthy real-world expert. Now, how do you actually get the AI to pick your specific facts over your competitors' facts to show the user?
That's the tricky part.
Because being the source of truth in an AI summary is like the holy grail right now.
It absolutely is, and it brings us to what Jörg-Owe Schneppat calls the absolute heart of generative engine optimization. The content must be reference-worthy. It must be citable.
Citable.
Yes. If you think about how an LLM constructs an answer with citations, it needs discrete, factual nuggets that it can confidently attribute to a source.
You know, it's exactly like writing a thesis in college. You don't quote a source that just says, things are expensive lately.
Right, that's useless.
Totally. You cite the economic study that says raw material costs rose 15.2% in Q3 due to supply chain disruptions. Schneppat is basically telling us we have to step up and act like the primary source material.
That's a brilliant way to frame it. An LLM needs a concrete fact to append a citation number to. Jörg-Owe Schneppat contrasts a few examples to eliminate what makes something citable versus useless.
Like what?
Well, he points out that a vague claim like many people use mobile search is incredibly weak. It lacks precision, so an AI is unlikely to cite it. But precise facts with specific numbers, dates, ranges, or conditional boundaries, those are highly citable.
I thought Schneppat's example about definitions was incredibly revealing too.
Oh, that's a good one.
If you write GEO is the future of SEO, an AI ignores it because it's just an opinion. But if you write a structured definition explaining generative engine optimization is the process of improving content structure, semantics, and technical accessibility so AI systems can retrieve and synthesize it, that is highly citable.
You are defining the entity for the machine.
Exactly.
Precision helps the human user understand, and it gives the machine a perfect extractable data point. Schneppat also highlights the importance of balanced recommendations, which I find really fascinating.
Balanced how?
Well, if a software company's website claims its tool is perfect for absolutely everyone, it actually appears less trustworthy to an AI analyzing sentiment and nuance.
Because nothing is perfect for everyone.
Exactly. Schneppat argues that a strong, citable recommendation explains when a product works well, and just as importantly, when it doesn't work, or who it isn't for. It shows objective analysis rather than blind marketing.
So to be that primary source, you really need original insights. Because an LLM already has access to 100 pages that repeat the same standard facts.
Right. You can't just aggregate.
Jörg-Owe Schneppat gives some really practical examples of what original insight looks like for normal businesses, doesn't he?
He does. He mentions a roofing company explaining how the specific microclimate or local weather patterns in their exact region affect roof deterioration.
Oh, I love that. Very specific.
Or an SEO agency breaking down the most common technical problems they find based entirely on their own proprietary client data.
Things the AI can't just guess.
Exactly. These are insights derived from firsthand experience and local knowledge. An AI cannot hallucinate this level of specific, grounded experience. It makes the content completely distinctive and highly citable.
Okay, we've arrived at the final hurdle. And honestly, This is the ultimate existential dilemma for website owners right now.
Yeah, this is the big one.
If the AI is so incredibly good, if it finds your site, understands your semantics, trusts your business, and summarizes your perfectly citable information right there on the search results page, why would anyone ever actually click through to your website?
It's terrifying to think about.
Right. If they get the answer instantly, aren't we just cannibalizing our own traffic?
That is the question of the generative AI era, and it is exactly why Jörg-Owe Schneppat includes his final and perhaps most crucial principle, be worth the click.
Be worth a click.
Yes. If a user already gets a highly accurate text summary from the AI, your web page has to offer value that simply cannot be fully replaced by generated text. The click is no longer earned just by ranking at the top. It is earned by offering deeper, interactive, or human value.
So if the AI is giving them the text summary, I assume the only way to earn the click is by offering something an LLM literally cannot generate. Like an LLM can write text, but it can't execute an interactive calculator or hand you a downloadable template.
You hit the nail on the head. Jörg-Owe Schneppat outlines several ways to offer irreplaceable resources. Deeper explanations are one way. Like, an AI might give the basics of choosing web hosting, but a user will click through for a highly detailed comparison matrix of security factors.
Sure.
But the real key, as Schneppat emphasizes, is interactive tools, calculators, decision trees, downloadable planning checklists, things that require user input and compute custom outputs.
And visual proof, right?
Yes, visual proof is huge. An AI cannot generate an authentic floor plan of your real estate listing or process diagrams or high-resolution installation photos of a kitchen remodel.
She can't do it.
And finally, Schneppat points to unique human value, professional judgment, community forums, one-on-one consultation booking. Generative systems can summarize a topic beautifully, but they absolutely do not replace a trusted human expert looking at your specific problem.
To really tie this entire framework together, I want to walk through the ultimate example Jörg-Owe Schneppat provides in his essay. It's a masterclass.
Oh, the redesign example.
Yes, he paints a picture of a B2B service provider who has built a web page targeting the query website redesign costs. Let's break down exactly how Schneppat applies all 5 of these principles to this single page to make it the ultimate GEO-ready asset.
It is a brilliant synthesis. So let's take that website redesign costs page. First, Schneppat ensures it is technically findable, it's fully indexable, it is not blocked by an accidental no-snippet tag, it's not hidden behind a lead capture login wall, and the HTML is clean so the argy systems can easily extract the text.
Check 2. The page is understandable. It isn't using a clever, vague heading like investing in your digital future.
No poetry allowed.
Right. It uses a clear, semantic H1 website redesign costs, and it follows Schneppat's upside-down pyramid. It doesn't bury the cost under a massive history of the internet. It puts a short, direct answer about the cost ranges right near the very top.
Followed by clearly separated, semantically tagged sections explaining the specific cost factors.
Exactly. So in step 3, it proves it is trustworthy. It doesn't just slap a fake updated today badge on top.
It uses real trust signals.
Right. It shows real company information, detailed author expertise, and transparent project examples with actual customer reviews. It proves the companies actually performed the redesigns they're talking about.
And step 4, the heart of the framework, it is citable. Instead of a vague claim like costs vary widely depending on what you want, the page includes a highly specific cost range table.
Numbers.
It lists precise numerical ranges for a basic site versus an e-commerce site and defines exactly what features are included in those tiers. This is structured, precise data that an AI can confidently extract, synthesize, and cite in its generated answer.
And finally, step 5. Why does the user leave the AI interface to visit this page? Because it is worth the click.
The interactive element.
Yes. Following Jörg-Owe Schneppat's advice, this page offers a downloadable project scoping checklist. It features high-quality, authentic visual examples of past redesigns. It includes an interactive cost calculator where the user can plug in their own page counts and feature requirements to get a custom estimate.
Which the AI can't do.
Exactly. And it offers a clear, direct scheduling link to book a human consultation. It provides answer value for the AI machine and action value for the human being. It really is the blueprint for the modern web.
It really is.
So, to synthesize Jörg-Owe Schneppat's core lesson from this entire essay, websites must become better sources. Not louder, not longer, and definitely not more artificial or stuffed with empty fluff, just fundamentally better.
That is the perfect summary of Schneppat's vision. He is very firm that GEO should not be viewed as a temporary trend or just a new checklist of quick SEO hacks to game an algorithm.
It's much bigger than that.
It is a systemic, structural response to a massive shift in how the internet functions. The move from simple link retrieval to AI-generated answers that require deeply trusted, highly structured, and genuinely valuable human sources.
It really leaves you with a lot to think about regarding the future of the web. Which brings me to a final thought for you, the listener, to mull over as we wrap up today's deep dive.
What's that?
Well, if AI gets incredibly good at handling all the basic information gathering, the defining, the summarizing, the basic comparisons, what happens to the millions of websites out there that only aggregate facts without adding any original human insight or unique interactive tools?
They're in trouble.
Are we going to see the internet eventually split into just two tiers, where on one side you have instant AI summaries handling all the world's basic knowledge, and on the other side you have these highly interactive, deeply expert-driven human hubs that actually facilitate action and provide unique value? Jörg-Owe Schneppat's framework makes you rethink what a website is even built for in the first place.
It certainly does.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. To learn more and explore these concepts further, be sure to visit the website blue3w.com.
Goodbye.